So now we will see the mathematical representation of the divergence that we just discussed. So for that we have drawn a figure. These are three axes, x, y and z, and we have drawn a figure, and we are considering that this is a small rectangular cuboid kind of thing, or a rectangular parallelopipe structure, which is inside this coordinate system, and this is increasing in all directions. So how much increment is occurring is represented by del x in the x direction, del y in the y direction, and del z in the z direction. So let us consider this figure. This is the actually there are six surfaces of this. You can see there are six surfaces. If this is a cuboid kind of thing, so you can say easily that there are at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So total six surfaces are there. So all these six surfaces are increasing from its original size. So that means now let us see the what will be the, if this is the, I mean this is the thing actually which is occurring in case of a divergence, or rather I will say that if when we define divergence of a vector, this is actually what is occurring, that is from one point, or say some structure is actually increasing or decreasing. So it is both same in the sense of, I mean for magnitude, only the plus and minus sign will appear, all others are same. So for, if this is the representation of the figure, now let us find one by one the component vectors first. That is the component vectors along this x direction, y direction and z direction. So let us find, first our job is to find out the component vectors along all the directions. So first we find along x direction, right? So from x direction we will find what are the two x direction. In x direction, one we have this surface, say like this one, another is like this one. So these two surfaces are there. Okay, so there are two surfaces in direction of x. So we can write at front, first we write at front, we will have this as v1 plus half of del v1 del x del x. So this is our equation 1. So at the front side we define it at, this is the v1 is the volume, say in a volume in this x direction, and this is the component that is being increased in at front side. So similarly at the back side, we will have all the same, only we have this sign as minus del v1 del x or del x. Okay, so this is your, along x direction we are having these two, at front we are having this expression 1, and at back we are having expression 2. So along y direction we will now find out. So let us find out what is happening along y direction. So along y direction we can similarly write this y direction is along this left side, another y direction is that side, that is your right side. So we can write at left, this will be v2 is actually the volume that is in the direction of y. So v2 we have represented by v2. So along left it will be v2 minus half of dv2 del y del y. So this is our equation 3, and so right side will also be there. So at right side we will have v2, only the sign will be plus like before this one. So del v2 del y and del y. So this is your expression 4. So along y direction we have also calculated. So let us now calculate what is happening along z direction. Only z direction is remaining. So z direction, this is one top part is your one z direction, and the bottom part is another z direction, which is top part is going upward and bottom part is going downward. So this is your components in z direction. So we will write along z direction, we'll write, so z direction will be at top and at bottom. So we'll write at top will be v3, we have defined it at v3 plus of 1 by 2 del v3 del y, or del z dz. So this is your equation 5, and at bottom and bottom we will write V3 minus 1 by 2 del V3 del Z del Z. This is your expression 6. Now what we need to do, we will simply use these equations to find out the net outward flux through from any of the three coordinate surfaces, that is x, y and z. So therefore we can write, therefore net outward flux of the vector along x direction. First we'll let us find out is along x direction. So we'll how to find out, we'll simply equation 1 and 2. So equation 1 del y del z minus equation 2 del y del z. That is equation 1 is same, you can just put it here and you calculate the operation. So after that you will get del v1 del x del y del z. So after doing the operation, mathematical, this simple subtraction you have to do. So you will get this equation. This is along x direction. This total outward flux is this. So total outward flux along y direction we can also find out, and by the similar method it will come as del v2 del y del x del y del z. Similarly along z direction we can find out, this will be equals to del v3 del z del x del y and del z. So along x direction we have found out this, along y direction we got this, along z direction we got this. So simply we will add the total function, add along x, y, z, we will add the whole thing to get the net outward flux through all the directions. So we'll simply, this will be the surface integral, closed surface integral of the function x dx. Why I am writing this? Because this represent the outward flux through all the directions, since this is a closed surface. So we can write that it is del v1, simply I am adding it, plus del v2 del y plus del v3 del z multiplied by, or rather del x del y del z. Okay, so by adding, after adding we get this equation. So this can be written as del v1 del x plus del v2 del y plus del v3 del z multiplied by del z, or rather I will say del v, because v is the volume. If the increment in direction x, increment in direction y and increment in direction z, the total increment is actually the volume, because this volume is made up of x, y and z. So we can easily write this del x del y del z as del v. Okay, so hence we can write total net outward flux or flow per unit volume. We can write this as equals to, per unit volume is only added, so you can write simple del f ds by del v, that is equal to, so del v cancels out, so it becomes del v1 del x plus del v2 del y plus del v3 del z. So this becomes, so hence by definition we can write divergence of f, any vector f is to give a represented by del dot f, that is equals to del v1 del x plus del v2 del y plus del v3 del z. So this is your final expression for divergence. Okay, so you got the mathematical expression of how to or represent a divergence of a vector, that you got. So after that, this simple few properties are there, you can study these properties. Sometimes they ask you in examinations. So this, what are the properties? One property is, say, you can say result of divergence of vector will be scalar. Next property you can write divergence of scalar is no meaning, or rather you can say no meaning. That means you cannot, divergence of scalar is nothing. You can't do divergence of a scalar quantity. Next property is that divergence, as I said, divergence is, this may be positive, negative, or zero. I've drawn a figure. You can go backward and see there are three figures I have drawn in the bottom half, where I have explained what is positive, negative, and zero vectors. Now let us draw, or rather I'll say, okay, let us also tell you the representation of divergence in different coordinate system. So let us write, you may find it in books also, but still let me tell you, representation of divergence in different coordinate systems. So this is, we are going to, let us write this expression. So you can also find it in book. So suppose del dot f, as we know, it is representation of divergence. You can, this is represented as del fx, since f is a function, x plus del fy del y plus del fz del z. So this is a representation in Cartesian coordinate system. And if it is a cylindrical coordinate system, you can represent 1 by r del r of fx plus 1 by r del f of phi by del phi plus del fz by del z. So this is in Cartesian coordinate system that you'll be able to represent divergence of any vector. And in this one is Cartesian coordinate system, this one in cylindrical coordinate system, and lastly in spherical coordinate system we can represent it by 1 by rho square del rho square fs r theta phi rho plus 1 by rho sine theta del theta of f theta sine theta. Okay, so next we will practice a problem, or rather I will say what kind of problems comes during the exams and how to solve it. Just I am giving you an example, you need to practice the other similar type of examples. So this problem is, say they are telling us find divergence of a vector field f that is equal to 2x, x is a function, that is equal to 2xy unit vector ax plus zay plus is given as yz square az. So this is the problem they are asking. You have to find out the divergence of this vector at point 2 comma minus 1 comma 3, suppose, right? So you will simply know, answer is simply, you know the representation of divergence, del dot f equal to del fx del x plus del fy del fy del y plus del fz del z, that is equals to come del x of 2xy y2xy, the coefficient is 2xy, plus del y of z y, because coefficient of y is z, plus del z of y z square, coefficient here is yz square. So if you evaluate, this will come as 2y plus 2yz, and now you put the values of the point 2 minus 1 comma 3. So del dot f at point 2 comma minus 1 comma 3, this will be equal to 2y plus of 2yz equals to 2 into minus 1 plus 2 into minus 1 into 3, that is equals to minus 8. So this will be your answer. So you are going to expect this kind of problems that sometimes they ask you during the examinations, right? Okay.